Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out with Luke Watkins, cruiserweight, and Paddy Fitzpatrick, his trainer. How are you guys doing today?
Very well, very well.
Good man, very cool.
We're here at the press conference, big show, October 27th at the Copper Box. Luke, you're going in a surprise, not surprisingly for you, but surprisingly for us, quite a big fight considering what happened against the Okolie last time out. Just tell us a bit about why you're so keen to get back in at a higher level.
Well, I don't see the point of messing around. I'm confident in my ability and what I can bring to the table. This is boxing, and what happened in my last fight can happen potentially in every single fight. So what's the point of going back, fighting the lower ranked men, the journeymen? I don't need to do that. I want to stay in the sport, and I want to stay under the big lights, and this is the best way to do it.
You, of course, fought Lawrence Okolie in your last fight, as did your opponent on October 27th, Isaac Chamberlain. He's been off for a lot longer than you have. He hasn't fought since back in February when he lost to Okolie. He's got a new trainer since. Is it an advantage on your part that you've been active more recently, or is it an advantage on his part because the memory of the loss isn't so fresh?
Every man for themselves. You know, I can't tell you what Isaac's thinking. I can't get inside his head and say. For me, if you know me, it's happened. And excuse my language, like, shit happens. So it's on to the next one and we move forward.
Paddy, I need to ask you, what are the lessons that you guys have learned from the Okolie fight, and what will they put into practice in the Chamberlain fight?
It wasn't as if there was, and this might sound funny because he got stopped in the fight, but it wasn't as if there was mass things wrong that you have to assert. He got buzzed 15 seconds in. That kind of changed that first round, which was vital. And then they went into exchanges. In the second he settled into it, and then third they went into exchanges again. These things happen to the best of men. You just always are trying to improve your focus and your composure, but from a skill set point of view, he's good to go.
Is it just the case of Okolie being a very difficult man to fight at this level, given his physical dimensions as much as anything else?
His attributes are excellent for a cruiserweight, aren't they? But I think that his boxing brain allows him to make the best of his attributes. He understands distance very, very well. He's got a good boxing brain. You don't get to the Olympics just because you're a big dude that can punch. You know, so that's where it is with that.
I want to get a couple of predictions from both of you. Cruiserweight fights coming up. Obviously, Matty Askins fighting Lawrence Okolie for the British title on the Joshua show. So you first, Luke. How do you see that one going?
I think Lawrence is going to stop him. That was based all on Matty's career. Matty's last performance and fighting Stephen Simmons and with his new coach. It's very exciting. But that's my basis on that. So we'll see what happens on the night.
You, Paddy?
I'd go with Lawrence. I think it's an excellent fight, but I think Lawrence is going to prove himself in this fight again.
And the rematch between Iqbal and Okolie Camacho for the English title, what do you make of that? And also, is that a future opponent potentially for you, the winner?
Anyone in this division is a future potential opponent for me. The first fight was quite exciting until Waddy got banged out. But again, like I said, this is boxing. This is what can happen. Irfan Iqbal, he fought Simon Vallely last. If he turns up and he's yeah, I know, and that's what I mean. He's quite a small man. Should he be down at light heavyweight? Does he need to shed the excess weight? And will his engine last longer? We don't know. I predict Irfan will knock him out again as well.
And you fancy that fight, assuming you both come through your next fights?
I'll fight anyone. You know, let me take care of Isaac first, and then we'll sit down, and as we always do, and then we just look at the landscape and we see, right, this is what makes sense for us, and away we go.
Paddy, what do you make of that fight, Iqbal against Camacho in the rematch?
Can't say I've given it too much thought because it's nowhere on our radar yet. You know, there was a possibility we could have faced Waddy for the Commonwealth title, but there was no home for it. So you know, we got a home on Sky TV. So why wouldn't we take that fight? It's the same as he said. Anyone in the cruiserweight division, especially domestically, is a possible opponent. But it'll all depend again, not just on both men winning, but is there a home for that fight? He's on a great platform now, and that's what we're looking to do, take advantage of that and move on from there.
Final question for you, Luke. For people out there that haven't seen you fight before, and there won't be too many now because you've had some exposure, but what can they expect from you on October 27th of your style and the fight with Isaac?
Well, the fact is Isaac, and he's deemed as more of a boxer. This will now give you a chance to see my boxing skills themselves. You know, I said before when me and Lawrence fought that it was going to be kill or be killed. and I was right. I predicted it right, and unfortunately, I was the one that got killed in that term. So this fight, I'm going to fight someone who's not as big as a puncher, but is, so say, the more skillful boxer. So now I'll bring that out, and I've always got heavy hands. So don't blink, because he can go to sleep.
Brilliant. Well, we thank you both for your time, and best of luck on the 27th.
Keep smiling.